Oh, yeah.
And Georgetown.
Silent. Is the tree upstairs live? I don't know if there are things on it, on the giving tree.
I think there's one ornament on the tree right now. We had more, but people took them.
Oh,
I
okay,
think Devin said there was like 15 or so families.
okay,
So that's good for a first
Yeah,
year. That's really
yeah,
nice.
very-
I thought they got swooped up so quickly. Yeah.
yeah. So there's one ornament to be taken
Yes.
up there. Okay.
Hey, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
What is it? One woman.
Hi, Gail.
Hi, Gail. So what happens now? So somebody goes, people get the stuff and then they bring it back here.
No. And then there's like a wrapping party.
Music,
I have music.
cookies.
You should have food for sure. All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll call the Shutesbury Select Board to order for December 9th, 2025. And tonight for our agenda, we have our public comment period, review and approve our minutes from November 25th. Review and approve the appointments of Anne and Diane to the Recreation Committee for one-year terms. Review and approve the offer for employment for Anne Dune as interim town clerk. Review and approve the request for adoption of the environmentally preferred purchasing policy. Review and sign revised GCA proposal for the Lake Wyola homes and tertiary, thank you, roads surrounding the lake. Review and acknowledge open meeting law complaint from December 3rd, 2025. Review and vote on allowing town administrator to pursue the DLS financial practices audit. Rita will update us on MM's library reuse and meet with Shutesbury Athletic Club for license renewal with Jen.
And are we meeting with Parks Auto tonight too, or on the
Um,
list here?
they're on your list?
They're on this one.
I don't know that one.
Oh, maybe it's, okay. Oh, okay. I printed this out. It was an old one. Okay. Good. No problem.
We can make sure we do that next time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thank you, Rita. Gonna make a note. We're meeting on the 19th again, right? 25. All right, anything that we need to that came up in the last
Yeah.
48 hours, which was our emergency management meeting, had us needing to vote on
Mhm.
going forward, so we should add that.
It's the 17th, I think.
Oh, 17th, I'm
think.
sorry. It very well may be. Thank you, Eric. Okay.
Has his hand
Oh,
up.
Yeah.
For Clark's Auto, I do believe they are coming and it is on the My Town government agenda.
okay.
So maybe, I don't know if I might have messed up and printed the agenda earlier, but it was
As long as it's on
added.
that one.
Okay.
As long as it's on that one, we're good. Okay.
Yeah, that was,
So we'll
I
have
guess
that.
that was the one, I printed it out at home.
Yeah, it's on mine
Yeah,
too.
oh, it is? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
All right, so we'll add Clark's and then the EMT request for the dam. So let's open it for
So
public.
that was, the dam thing that was unanticipated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
okay.
last night and it's for an
Right.
emergency
Yeah.
issue
Okay.
for us. So let's open it up to public comment. Anyone in the room or online have it? Either place, please use your raised hand feature. Okay. All right, not seeing any. Let's move on to review and approve the minutes from November 25th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of November 25th, 2025.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, I.
Peace O'Neill, aye. Okay, let's review and approve the appointments of Anne
Gagliardi.
and Diane Adams to Recreation Committee for 1 year term.
Then at the end.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So do I hear a motion to appoint Anne Gagliardi to the Recreation Committee?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, I.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. And do I hear a motion to approve
Second.
Diane Adams to the Recreation Committee?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, I.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. And to review and approve the offer for employment Ann Dune for interim town clerk.
Can you just, I know you, I know,
Give it back.
yeah, if you just
Yeah.
have a little bit of background.
So we had posted for an interim coordinator, since Lisa officially put in her notice for the 30th, but we've kept her on through December. She's very kind to do that. So Anne comes to us with 8 years of municipal clerk experience. She's worked in communities like Sudbury, Essex, and Ashfield. At one point, she also worked for the FERCog, so she understands the area. I said this, I think, to you. She interviewed me when I called her. So I thought that was a very good sign. She knew all the facts she needed to know. And she seems like a real pleasure to work with. So I have conditionally given her the offer, told her that you would approve it tonight. And that's where we're at.
And I forgot to bring it with me. I printed it out. Can you, oh, here it is. Never mind. I got it. I just didn't have a heading on it. Okay. So the hourly rate is what was set by
Yes.
the personnel committee. So there's no variation.
There's no variation. And then as I explained in the job ad and to Anne, so we had the vote where we approved to switch to appointed rather, but that needs another vote at the
Mhm.
annual town meeting. And assuming that that passes, Anne would be invited to apply for the position as well as any other interested parties.
Okay, great. And I know you talked to her a couple of times anyway, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were satisfied. Okay, all right. I'll make a motion to appoint Ann Dunn as the interim town clerk.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, I.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Her starting date is,
So the only thing, not that it's a huge drawback, but she won't be available until some like middle of January. But during that period, I would expect it to be fairly low volume anyway. And it's not to say that I or Brennan can't monitor the clerk email just to make sure that we're keeping on top of what's coming up. But she does know that there's been an interim, so there'll be a little work in the beginning.
I recall when Lisa started that there was some issue with getting signed on to whatever the Secretary of State's
That can
system
take a little
was.
time, and that's
Does she have
for,
to start before she can?
no, that's for election purposes.
Oh, okay,
So we have time for her to get enrolled in that. And
okay,
it did take longer than I think it ought to have, but it was still less than a month. So
okay. So, and it's just about around an election. Okay,
And her having worked in those communities probably have experienced some of that.
Yeah.
yeah,
I know. So she
Yeah.
would-
yeah. I
Yeah,
just
who
didn't know if
did
there was anything she could do in advance or
Yeah.
whatever, but Okay, great. That's very
Can I ask a
exciting.
technical question? Is she
Yes.
the interim town clerk or is she gonna be
Yes,
the town?
interim.
She's interim because all we got at the
Right.
town meeting,
Until then.
but there has to be an election.
Right,
Remember,
okay,
there has
yeah,
to be
yeah,
a
yeah,
vote,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
you
okay, all right, that's why
can't do it.
That's why we're calling her interim. Okay, that
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm trying to
Okay.
raise my hand, but I can't find it.
Oh,
This is
Oh,
Leslie.
sorry.
Might
then
I
the hand is
just say that, and Rita's sense, I think, is good because technically the census is supposed to go out January 1st, and she will be a couple weeks behind. So if she could get started ahead of time with that registration, it's the voter registration information system. Anne will know, but she'll be a little behind on the census that goes out January 1st. So I think Rita's right. And if it needs select board authorization, which it shouldn't. Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't find it.
Thanks,
thanks,
Leslie.
Leslie.
Okay. Moving on to review and approve the request for adoption of an environmentally preferred purchasing policy. I didn't bring my computer today.
I have it. Do you want it? So you
No,
want?
I don't.
I got it.
Actually, I should ask if, Brendan, are you able to share screen or request a permissions?
Let me check. Let me pull it up first before I share it.
So can you give us just the background on?
Yes, so this was put forth by our recycling coordinator, Meryl. And so this basically just ratchets up an existing policy that we have on, Gail, I'm sure would know the name of that policy. I forget it. But so this is just taking it that step further and being more clear in the language about when to prioritize. Do so. So we think it'll have a little bit more impact than the policy that we have currently.
And is this something that would then be circulated to all department heads?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
My only sense would be that, I would think the town should make it more of a priority to be buying local stuff. That should definitely be written down, saying we don't just dial up Amazon every time we can or whoever, but we buy from a local hardware store or whatever it is, when we can, when it makes some, I mean, I'm not quite sure how you would word that in terms of,
Sure.
That's how you worded it.
Yeah.
I guess so, but it's, there's the argument, does it cost more and on and on and on. So those, you could argue that, but
Well, I think Michael had done, right when I first started, he had suggested a similar policy
I-
for the EV vehicles.
Uh-huh.
And it was when it makes fiscal
when,
sense.
yeah, right.
There's gonna be times
Yeah.
when we might want to do that, but there's not money.
Right, I understand. No, I understand that, but
So
I mean,
we
I
could-
can't say I've never bought from Amazon. I probably will again. Who hasn't, for God's sake? But it seems to me on one hand, like you've got people out, that are upset with like the situation in the
Mhm.
world. And at the same time, they're handing money to Jeff Bezos. So it's like, what? Hello? I don't quite understand this, but I just think that should be the town's policy whenever possible. We're not going to, however we want to word it so that, I guess, what you say, just say Haley?
Like a shop local policy,
Or yeah, but
Yeah, if it
it's,
makes fiscal.
but yeah, but if it's.
it
yeah.
makes sense. If it's possible or within
Mhm.
reason or something.
Fiscal reason.
It can, it can be fairly, yeah.
Do you want me to try and share my screen?
Yeah, please.
See if I can figure it out. Let's see.
Something like doing it live.
I know.
I thought you were the guru. What are we talking? What do you can't figure?
I know, I thought I handed this off to specialist.
Look,
Oh,
he's
you're
turned-
halfway there.
He's turned himself into Haley Bolton. He must be the guru.
It's just good like that. Man of
Can you
many
see-
hats.
Can you
Yes,
see
I
this?
can.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, thank God.
I know, but you can't see what we're seeing. That's what makes it difficult. Yeah, put in something about mental.
So could we say something like, shop, with local vendors whenever financially feasible, whenever financially and administratively feasible? Because it could be, if you wanted to shop with somebody, but it was going to take them a month to get something,
Right,
we
yeah.
couldn't is that, does that make?
Yeah,
sense?
that's,
Yeah.
something like that makes sense. I think it has to be sort of a vague policy because it's, how do you decide what's, exactly?
And you want that,
Need flexibility and you should have to.
Right.
yeah. And you want that as a separate policy, or do you want to try to?
No, just part of this policy,
Okay.
like just our purchasing policy.
So we could put under to meet the above goals, Town of Shutesbury, just do another bullet there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Remember
You just prioritize purchasing, make the last one to be prioritized
local,
purchasing products from
from
local vendors.
whenever.
whenever.
All
Yep.
those things, yeah.
Did you hear that? Should we, I thought he was gonna type. Do you want to type, Brennan, while we're talking?
Well, that's a PDF.
Oh, he can't. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I can't type that unfortunately.
Never mind.
Oh, Gail has
Okay.
her hand up.
Hello?
I see.
Oh, we can hear you. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm going to suggest that instead of trying to make changes to this single policy line by line, adding new things, that you go back and compare this and maybe join it with the recycling policy.
Hmm.
The issues are the same, it seems to me. The objectives of this policy include making purchase decisions that minimize waste and prioritize reuse, etc. And so I guess I'm trying to proliferate policies.
So it would be merged, are you saying, Gail, with the other policy, making one policy?
Yeah, that would be my suggestion, to at least examine that if it would be so it doesn't just duplicate and add to what's already in a policy.
Okay, but that one, what is the other one? The one that the existing one that we have applies to everybody?
Townwide. This is just for purchasing within town departments. And committees. I think
What
the
is the other one?
recycling one is more townwide, right? I haven't read it.
Oh,
Time.
I don't know. Okay.
No,
Can we go
it,
back?
is committed, the select board is committed to purchasing products which are environmentally preferable, etc. It's about select
Mm.
board.
Okay,
Oh,
all right, so we can look at that and then just, if it makes sense, merge the two into one policy? Okay,
That's my suggestion.
and then add this, prioritize the purchase of
As a piece to,
goods
yes,
from local vendors whenever financially and administratively feasible.
John
right.
Long is in the lead.
That's fine. Yeah, that's a good idea. One policy makes sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that next week.
Yes. Okay. And now to review and sign the revised GCA proposal for Lake Loyola, homes and tertiary roads surrounding the lake, town conservation and state park area.
This is not affiliated with the dam and seawall grant. This is the rural one-stop grant. And I'm gonna pass that down to you. It just has place for one name. So there were a couple things that we had to tweak, like with the timeline of the project and some other minor details, but it was enough that they wanted to give us a revised scope of work.
Okay. I hear a motion to execute the BZA contract with the revised timeline, and other small changes.
That's for the rural
For
development
the-
fund, yes. So moved.
Okay.
I had to like,
That's okay.
There's a lot of,
yeah,
There's a lot of
okay.
BZAs.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a second?
Yes, second, please.
All those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. I'm gonna sign it now. These dates,
Yes.
sorry, it took so long. They asked for it to be printed. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. And then next is to review and acknowledge the open meeting law complaint from 2025. And we have received open meeting law complaint regarding executive session minutes. From Amanda Alex that had requested meeting minutes from May 13th, 2025 and May 15th, 2025. And we just met earlier to approve the minutes that we can release them to Amanda's requests.
Probably just run them by Donna, just to be sure
Yep.
we don't want any identifying information or something that we shouldn't disclose,
Mhm.
disclosed. But yeah, that's in essence, the letter from you all just states that they weren't available to be released and that's why they weren't released.
Do I hear a motion to sign the letter?
So moved.
Permit Haley to run by.
Second, Stalker.
All those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, all right. Vote, review and vote allowing town administrator to pursue the DLS Department of Labor Service
Yeah,
Financial Practices Audit.
I think I brought this up at the last meeting,
Yeah,
but
I
I spoke with the individual who runs the program at DLS and it'll take about 2 days. They interview a select board, finance committee chair and other related personnel. They'll go through job descriptions and all kinds of paperwork and financial records. This likely won't happen until the spring or summer because they were pretty backed up. This is when they review all like the tax code and stuff. But yeah, he needs a formal vote of the select board before we can get that underway.
And did you check in with the finance committee? Are they aware that?
I'm gonna talk to AJ. I have to debrief with him about the four-town meeting anyway.
I want to make sure that before we do the final engagement, I guess maybe I would make the vote subject to acknowledgement and acceptance by the finance committee.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
Do I hear a
Second, I'm sorry.
all those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
So is that okay? Do we need to vote on my motion? I mean, my amendment separately or?
Listed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we have to vote on the doing it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So,
So you want me to make a motion
Yes.
now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I
For
just
both.
wanted to make
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
we were
yeah,
doing
yeah,
that
yeah,
in two
yeah.
parts. All right. So I make a motion that we pursue the DLS financial practices audit subject to the
Financial income.
to the
FinCom.
FinCom acknowledgement and acceptance. Yeah.
Second,
All those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. And Rita, your
Yeah, so I don't have, my update is that I want to schedule, a more in-depth update on, the Emmons Spear Library Reuse Committee, but I can give you just very briefly. The committee has met 3 or 4 times now, and, it's a great group. So the objective here is to look at options for the reuse of our current library, our old library, whatever you want to call it, the Edmund Spear building. And, in the process of thinking through what we might do with that building, we also decided that it was prudent to take a look at this building, just because before we're making a commitment over there, it seemed to the committee members that it made sense from a financial perspective, as well as, for other reasons, to say, would a reconfiguration of particularly this existing space downstairs, probably the greatest stressor, because we did a survey of all town departments, greatest stressor is for the police department in terms of inadequate space. And but our concern has been, and Stephen Dalmas from the building committee has been doing a lot of research, is that sort of jumping to saying, which I know, had been talked about, putting the police department across the street. We need to investigate the code issues, particularly around wastewater, water, septic, and also there's the potential that a change in use would mean that that building has to be brought up to current building code. And that could be complicated and very expensive. So we felt that, again, it was fiscally prudent to say, let's kind of work on two tracks. Let's figure out what it would mean, even if that building, the Spear Library, was just going to be used for any generic offices or as meeting space.
Yeah.
What can we learn about the building code? So we're just, we're in the process. I thought maybe we'd be a little bit further along, but we're meeting again next week, and then I think our January, because we're meeting next week too. We don't meet till Thursday, I'm pretty sure. So I think the January meeting, we could have some better, or the first meeting in January, we'll have some better information for the select board. And, the committee understands that their charge is just to make some recommendations, do the research, kind of come up with the pros and cons of going different ways. It's a select board, and ultimately it's going to be town meeting, because there's going to be whatever decisions are made, it's going to involve money. So we're trying to say, okay, how can we best serve everybody's needs and do it in such a way as, during these times when budgets are so tight, do it prudently. So that's where we are. But as I said, it's been a good group. The meetings are, we do them hybrid. So if anybody's interested in coming, so that's my report.
Okay, well, we'll look forward to more in-depth or more information. So it's not a small undertaking.
It isn't. It's it sort of grew.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, you goes into a little bit-
Complicated.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Not a simple task. Okay, so moving on to meeting with the Shrewsbury Athletic Club for license renewal. Jen and Mark, I can see that you're here. So,
Come up
yeah,
here,
we
thank-
could have you come closer. Come closer. The folder. I'll take folder. Oh. Okay. All right. So we have you have the licenses already made too, so that's great. Yeah, thank you, Brendan. So we're at that point again in the year where we renew your license to continue with liquor and entertainment and pool table and all of the wonderful things the AC Club does. And so there's many votes we have to take, and I looked them up from last year, so we can follow them.
Okay, good. Thanks, Melissa.
Yep.
You're the expert.
Yeah, so did you have any information you wanted us to know ahead of time? How's business been going? How are things doing? Give us a little update.
Yeah,
We are who we are.
yeah, it's definitely, since COVID, definitely slowed down for everybody.
Right.
I mean, I've talked to other, restaurants, pubs, and everything, and it's definitely slowed down, but, you know, we always seem to come up with the money to pay the bills, and, but, business it's good. We definitely do a lot more of rentals in the back room,
Okay,
a lot more functions, parties, things like that. A lot more family functions.
Yeah.
More meals during the week. And, so it's definitely turned around in the last 15 years from a bar to a, community family establishment. So. And it's good, but
Yeah,
definitely,
great.
it's definitely,
It's a way change from when I was first on the board.
but it's definitely, try to find ways to just bring in more people, donations, things like that. So this year we had a lot of our utilities go out, to lock in press or whatever. So
Yeah. Get
it
aid.
was just snowballed hit us. So,
Right.
but hopefully it'll last for another 30 years.
Right, until they're new. Okay, well, does the select board have any questions before we go into our normal votes?
Nope.
Okay.
Good.
So the first one is, do I hear a motion to renew the liquor license for the Shutesbury AC Club?
So moved.
Second,
All those in favor,
Carol, I.
Stalker, aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. Do I hear a motion to approve, the next year's Victrollers license for the Shrewsbury Athletic Club?
So moved.
Second,
That's the one that gives them permission to serve food. Yes. Okay, all those in favor?
Carol, I.
Stalker, aye.
Okay, Makepeace O'Neill, aye. Do I hear a motion to approve the operation of the pool table per MGL chapter 140, section 202?
So moved.
Okay,
Second,
all those in favor?
Carol, I.
Stalker, aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. And do I hear a motion to approve the live entertainment license per Mass General Law, chapter 140, section 183A?
So moved.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor?
Carol, I.
Stalker, aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. We'll get these signed and to you. Okay, because we'll want to have copies of them. So someone will either drop them off or we'll mail them.
Okay.
Okay.
And thanks for getting everything done
Yes.
early. And
I'm gonna try to be earlier
Yeah.
next year.
We were definitely,
Melissa doesn't spend Christmas Eve here.
No, this year was actually all on Brennan.
Yeah,
Just let me know what popped in.
Thanksgiving, we're hushing around, but
yeah.
Yeah,
No.
we only need your stuff by the end. Our process happens, like the vote happens during December, and then we send our little sheet to them in January.
So thank you, Brennan, for
Yes.
getting it all organized and for you guys getting everything in.
thought it was smoother this year.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. very
That's
much. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's
We'll
it.
get these to you.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good day.
You too.
We'll sign them before we end and then we'll copy them. Okay. Sarah. Your turn.
Next.
Nice, Sarah.
Help me with all the paperwork.
Brennan?
Brennan.
Is it there?
Thank you.
Where did he go?
Oh, he's
Oh, yeah, he looks like he's
Hiding.
I-
Sky and Haley both.
Okay.
There's so many of me.
So different.
Thank you for always having your paperwork in order.
Well,
Appreciate it.
I reached out, had it in my inbox the same day, that works.
Brennan's very efficient and we really appreciate it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We do. Do very much. Do you want to give us an update on how Clark's Auto Wrecking is going?
Cold.
It is.
Hold on there too, huh?
We, we did crush a little bit. I always hope it's more, but he has a plan and I don't know if he got the last load out before the snow. You can't get truckers to come out here. It's like this, but, a little bit's gone. slowly slowing down.
Thank you for letting the fire department use
Oh, my Lord.
your place to.
Did you just
to
keep the
train.
beagle in? Sure, as he went nuts. He was so funny though. It was funny, we could see the lights.
Yeah.
From our windows. I've never seen so many hoops the poor guys had to jump through, but it is what it is. And that's what we do, so. Just, we won't be there forever, but, okay, I should stop talking, because this is recorded.
It is.
Okay. We're probably on the backside of things. He has a plan.
Okay,
I think it's a 3 to 5 year plan.
Okay.
See,
all right. Well, thank you. So does the select board have any questions for Sarah? No,
No.
or Tommy? All right, so do I hear a motion to approve the class 3 auto dealer license for Clark's Auto Wrecking per Mass General Law, Chapter 40, Section 59?
So moved.
Second,
Okay, all
Thank
those
you.
in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, I.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. Perfect.
Hey,
We'll get this signed.
thank you.
thanks, Sarah.
Appreciate very much. I always say it every year, doors open. If you have questions, you want to come see. I would say call first, but it always depends on the weather.
Yeah.
It's a new thing for him. He's been going home for lunch and closing the gate and going home and be like, are you all right? You all right? I'm like, yeah, he's taking his time. He's not as he's been in the past. So, and it makes me happy because he's not a young guy, but taking its toll. And every issue does not need to become your issue. It's kind of heating that up. So,
Okay, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you, Sarah.
Sarah.
Stay warm if possible.
Yeah.
All right, so tomorrow I thought was gonna be warm and now we're getting snow.
Well, a lot. It's still gonna, hopefully it'll be above 20. And the last thing was the request from the emergency management team to vote on closing the dam. Access to the dam entirely until we get the issue with our leaking under control and fixed, and the lake lowered the extra 3 feet. So
So,
I know you all were
yeah,
there.
we were there.
so,
Yep.
For anyone who was here that may not have attended last night, we have a issue with the dam that is leaking around where it should be flowing. And GZA has told us we need to lower the lake an additional 3 feet from its 2 feet fall winter level. So it's in the process of having that done. And in the meantime, it does create a potential dangerous situation. And the emergency management director has asked the select board to revoke public access to the dam until further notice when repairs can be made. So and posting signs.
And Haley was drafting or has drafted a.
Brennan made some fabulous signs, and
Oh,
yes,
great.
I am drafting a town announce. I was gonna do a little, talk about it in my TA update, but
Yeah.
basically it's everything you just said. So we're engaged with an engineer. The state is aware. Everyone's moving as quickly as they can. We just have to wait for a scope of work and to find a contractor, and then we can begin. So
And the, just, to repeat, the sinkholes that are there are putting the dam itself in jeopardy. Is that correct?
they're not drawing water, so it's not as bad as it could be,
Okay.
but you don't want sinkholes. Because what had happened was the trash rack became clogged. And so because of that, we think because of that, there are sinkholes.
Yeah.
So the trash has been removed. We're monitoring the trash rack itself, making sure that we put eyes on the dam daily. And yeah, I think that's about it.
And GZA, we had to revise our contract with GZA in order to allow for.
Yes, that's true. So we had been awarded a dam and seawall grant, and thankfully we've gotten some tentative approval to repurpose that grant into making the emergency repairs to the dam. So we're trying to get the condition of the dam to pour, which is bad, but it helps open the gateway for grant funding and prioritizes the town, on the list of dams that need, funding for repair. So in
What
that
is our rating now? What's our rating now?
unsafe.
Unsafe, right?
So, eventually we'll be able to get back to fair where we were. But that's gonna take a little bit of time. But the primary concern is just to get to pour. I wish there was a different naming system, as I
Yeah.
mentioned, but, that is what it is. It's out of my hands. But once we stabilize things, GZA is also gonna look at long-term. What are some infrastructure improvements we can make to the dam? They're helping us identify more grants we can pursue to lessen the impact that the town will have to pay.
And the dam is eligible for CPA funds. So it is, and that was one of the things way early on with the Community Preservation Act. So, because it's a historic structure.
Gotcha.
So that was addressed. I don't know if it
I didn't
was
think of
specific
that.
to the,
From
yeah, I just occurred to me to mention it, but I would imagine, we'll be talking about this in the future, but,
For sure. So yeah. And just to thank again Lenny and Walter and Howie for catching that.
Mhm.
It happened the Friday after Thanksgiving at like
God.
5 o'clock in the afternoon. So, but they caught it really quickly. They got in touch with GZA really quickly and with the Office of Dam Safety. So all of that was in our benefit. And again, so GZA is on it. There's a certain amount of time in which they have to produce the scope of work and get the contractor. And then, yeah,
And they're dealing with the state, is it DEP? The Office of Dam
It's
Safety.
Fish and
with-
Wildlife
Fish and Wildlife.
and yeah, Office of Dam Safety. So
And it's all being also coordinated with the Conservation Commission.
yeah, Beth is in the loop. She's been advised. Can't think, yeah, I think everyone who needed to know at least in that first week, because this only happened not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's been in the loop, so.
Yeah.
For the public who may not know what the trash rack is, it is a way to filter out large debris from getting stuck in the workings of the dam. So, just to, in case anyone didn't know what the trash rack was, it's really debris like limbs and wood and leaves and that sort of thing. Okay,
Okay, so, I'll
so
make
do I hear
a
a motion?
motion to, so we're revising the contract with GZA.
That was different.
No, okay.
No, we're
That was earlier.
Okay.
we're voting to revoke public.
Oh, revoke public
Yeah.
access, I'm sorry.
Town of
Yeah.
Ishpeming.
Okay, okay, so I make a motion that we revoke public access to Lake Wyola Dam. And that signage just to town officials,
Mhm.
town or our consultants,
Yeah, yep.
Authorized town officials. and
Authorized.
consultants.
authorized town officials.
And consultants.
And consultants to access it. Otherwise, it is off bounds and it will be posted.
Yep.
And right away.
Mhm.
And
Posted right
then,
away.
and monitored by the police department and our
Fire.
fire and the dam keeper.
The dam keeper.
And we're gonna do a code red announcement.
Yeah,
right?
code red,
I'm gonna probably finish my
town announced,
tomorrow.
and there was, yeah.
And a letter to
And
the,
online.
so the other issue, which, we've talked about before, is that the homeowner abutting, where we've always gotten access to the land, to the dam, I mean, it's closed off, and so we have to, Kaylee's gonna reach out to that family to say, there's going to be activity here and we need to get access. It's critical that we get access to the dam because I think their desire was to shut it off completely, which leaves us, you can't get to the dam from the other side. I mean, you
Not with
can, but
equipment.
not with equipment. So we're going to need to get in there.
Mhm.
So
Is there a second?
Second,
All those in favor?
Cheryl, I.
Stocker, aye.
Make peace O'Neill, aye. And now, town admin report.
Yes. And Brennan, can you host PDF?
Yes.
Okay. So this started as a request from the FinCom. They wanted just like a snapshot of where we are in the budget. So I made that. It tells you this is through the end of November. It'll show our total budget year to date, what we've expended and the percent of the budget that is, what's left, and then our five biggest funding categories. So right at the top, funding wise, about 22% is going to the schools. My glasses. Now I can see. Now it's so much better. Employee benefits, about 8%, and then
That's fair. Thank you.
and then everything falls down pretty much from there. So, you can see almost 3% on their other funding categories. So our biggest expense are benefits in the school, which isn't really a surprise. We've done that all along. Couple trends that I wanted to point out is the highway department, almost 80% of their budget for machinery maintenance is expended. And we haven't even hit winter.
Sign happening.
I think that just shows we have heavy repair needs and we have aging equipment, and we're kind of seeing the cost of that, certainly in this fiscal year. I know that Dave is working on some capital requests for things like the grader, and the grader is usually what has gone out of service. But in better news, even though we're about halfway through the fiscal year, we've only expended about 38% of our budget. So that's a little bit slower than you might expect, if we were going like a month to month budget. So that is good. And yeah, it's not supposed to be an in-depth thing. You can always find that up on the town website under, I think, governance and budgets.
Mhm.
But this is just a good at a glance, so we can make sure we're staying on track.
And are you monitoring individual departments other than, I see the highway department, but if there's anything that shows up that's sort of off?
Yeah, so I usually run it through a couple different ways so I can kind of see what I might want to parse out. There's just less. I'm trying to think of the right word, but because everything else is so small that it's not always accurate. Because for example, we've expended 100% of some line items,
Right,
but that's because they
right.
get paid early on in the
Right,
fiscal year. So I
right.
don't know that
Like dues and stuff, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
remember when I was on the finance committee, we used to look, some of those things we would just skip over 100% when we knew.
Yeah.
But if wages, for example, were over,
Mhm.
if we were 50% through the fiscal year
Like,
and 70% of wages, I'm just
Yeah.
making
yeah.
something up, 70% of wages, then it would be a red flag to say, okay, you're way off. So I know that you've been meeting with department heads and for some of the key expenditures, it would be really good to
Parse that
yeah,
out.
if any more details.
We can do that, and I know that's actually a good thing that you brought up, because the schools will often pay in larger chunks at some times of the year than others, obviously, like before vacation. So that is true for that.
Well, we used to get sort of the monthly,
Yeah.
Gail's monthly report.
Yeah, so we
We
should
still
take that.
want that?
Yeah.
That's still up on the town website. She posts
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, it's on
just do
our
it.
website, okay.
Yeah,
And then this, I'll just plan to do once a month.
Okay, that's.
yeah, that's great.
That's good.
Yeah, so good test run for when I give it to the FinCom next week. It's a perfect test. Okay, that we did that one. We talked about Wyola, we did that. So I asked Michael to come because he has keenly identified some clean energy funding opportunities, and some of which impact our school. So I thought, is it Nate that sent around this chart?
That was me.
That was you, okay. Someday I'll get it last week. But so this kind of shows what is available. I know that a couple folks went to the school, they had a webinar today about that grant. So that was there now. But it occurred to me and Michael, I think you too, that there's not really ever been like a coordinated effort of like multiple committees kind of going after grants. And, you know, like this school one is a perfect example that meets ECAC goals and school committee goals. Yeah, I don't know if were we in any plan to go further than that? I think at this point it was more just like floating the idea.
The idea was like, hopefully saw the email I sent last week when I thought of stuff, but it seemed like if the select board was supportive, having a multi-committee meeting for the end of the year to say, where are we at? What are we trying to do? Because if you look at the deadlines, they all come up quick. It's January, February, March is the latest. It's a lot of money. So it could be beneficial. They're all a little bit different. We're gonna, at 7 ECAC's meeting, we're gonna sort of try to figure out if we had a recommendation. But I think it ties into the Spear reuse stuff. You know, from the roadmap that you all saw last time, the biggest bang for the buck is doing something for the school. You know, I was emailing with Nate and he was thinking about, you know, could we do a ground source heat pump, which would be really cool, but it's really expensive. So I don't know if we can even afford to do it, but like that would be the thing to do if we can figure out how to do it. And then to a lesser degree, you know, if it's gonna be staring us in the face, what do we do about the Spear? And wrap it in. So there's, I know Anna Hurd went to the Green Works, School Works today. If you're a low-income district, you get priority. I looked us up, we're 29% low income, so we're not high, it's not obviously a rich community.
So not competitive for that.
I don't, you know, it gets to your point from last time, you know, how many people are out here applying. I
Right.
think there's probably more competition in the school one. I think the other context is, so last time we met, we talked about the climate leader community and just interestingly, after I got access, I went and I put all the stuff in and discovered there's no submit button. So.
It's funny.
Haley was all ready to submit, but there was none. So we're in the hopper. I was told by Chris Mason, who is our retiring Green Communities representative, he's leaving at the end of this year. We'll find out in January. So that first one is that's where the smaller competition is.
Right.
Where there's many less communities who are in that hopper. So I think, I don't see why we wouldn't get it. So we should just plan as if we're going to. So that's cool. And then with the battery thing, you know, that's a little bit more mixed. You know, it's the whole statewide pushing it out. I would personally really like to avoid lithium buy-in if we can and do something a little bit more innovative and not get everyone riled up. But it's another thing we could think about in tandem if we did a solar thing or something. So, but it needs collective thought. You know, and some of them, there's either no match or no match identified. One of them has 10%, you know, so that would be, how do we figure out match, which I think would be a FinCom Haley discussion probably.
Yep.
So it all speaks to like, if we can get ourselves all grouped together and ready to go, we could maybe do something cool.
So do you think we'd have enough time? Let's say we met, there was a meeting next week. So some of the deadlines, I guess.
It's
February 13th, right? Do you have any idea how detailed the applications are?
I started looking, I mean, the place where I think we might not be ready is if we need to have a relationship with a vendor or a contractor, because we don't have them. One of those, I'm forgetting which one it is, there's a path 1 and a path 2.
Advancing.
Yeah.
And that one, the path 2 is feasibility. And they give you a certain amount of time and then you have to apply for path 1. So, you know, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
And that deadline's later, I think.
yeah.
Now,
So, I mean, it's, you know, it'd be great if we had 6 months to do this. It's just, it seemed like it's big money. We have a need. If we can pull it off, like, you know, waiting until next year, like,
Yeah.
drag, and if we miss it, I'm sure, you know, Rita, you're gonna be saying the reuse committee came up with all these needs.
Okay, well, and we So who do you need? Who do you need at the meeting?
Well, you guys, I was thinking, AJ or someone else from FinCom. I would come for ECAC. I think maybe capital planning. And who else did and then school committee and probably the principal. I thought was
That makes sense.
if anyone else should be tapped.
And,
Buildings committee?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Gail.
Yeah, Frank's in the loop already.
um,
And he likes the idea of trying to collaborate somehow.
so is it your sense that beyond just going through what these are, that somebody would be ready to sort of step up to say, I think we should apply for one of these? I'm just worried about a meeting that,
Yeah, well,
you
I'm
know,
hoping tonight,
Bill-
ECAC can have a conversation and we can sort of figure out like, you know, based on the decarbonization roadmap, what we as a committee might suggest, but I think there's multiple priorities. I mean, it would be, if we could do the school, that would be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the school is the biggest energy
Yeah.
user, right? It's
Yeah.
massive.
You know, and like, that's sort of I think the FinCom select board discussion of like, if we had a chance at that, but we couldn't fill the whole cost. No, I don't know if we can take out a bond for it, you know, the fiscal situation, if it's worth it. Well, the other thing I'll just say, I think I can't remember because it's been a long day. It's either the climate one or the one that goes to $5 million. Is that the school one or the climate one? I th-
No, the max one on here is 2.5 million.
No,
But they have,
One says
they have
52 million.
2 million in the climate leader. There's 19 million in green.
The max
school.
grant.
But the maximum
Yeah,
grant
well,
is $1 million.
one has about, this is why we should meet, because I'll have it in front of me. But one of them, there's a maximum of 3 million, one of
Oh.
those two. But what, this is just good information to know, is that you could apply for 5 million if you get, I forget the terminology, basically for heat pumps and batteries, the federal tax credit is still in place.
Uh-huh.
Trump likes those. So we could go for a $5 million grant to do, say, a heat pump project. Get money back from the feds and we would then give it back to the state afterwards. So you could apply
Oh,
for
I
5
see.
million and then return it.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was nice is they said, if the feds change their mind in between,
Then we get to
it's not-
keep it.
Yeah. which is shocking.
Yeah, it is pretty shocking. Okay,
I think if we're really like diligent in the meetings, we can get this done.
get it done. Yeah, okay, good.
I'm a taskmaster.
Yeah,
so-
no, that's great. So we are meeting next Wednesday. Can we just, for the three of us, just availability for next week?
I think I'm pretty open with you. I have a personnel board on the 18th.
Okay, and
Otherwise, I'm open.
I'm pretty open, yeah. And I imagine, you know, Anne, if she was coming, she could come in the evening if she was doing it remotely.
Do we want to make it part of our meeting or after our meeting?
On Wednesday?
Yeah, because we won't have a lot on our.
we said it was only a week.
Yeah.
Right, so
We could do that.
I'm just,
Stay.
you know, yeah, because
Yeah.
you're already in one
Is there
place.
anything else on the schedule for Wednesday next week?
So you think Wednesday for you guys?
No, Wednesday, well, we're meeting on Wednesday, but we meet at 5, and then we could do it after that.
If for one day I'm doing something fun.
Okay. You don't get
What?
to have
Yeah.
See Patty Smith.
fun.
Oh, that
Good for you.
is fun.
Okay, so not Wednesday, and we were not meeting on Tuesday. I don't remember why.
There's a FinCom meeting.
Oh, it's fair.
And we didn't want to meet the next week because it was too close
Right.
to the holiday. Yep.
So Thursday, is there anything on Thursday?
No, but I can't do Thursday.
Oh, you can't do Thursday.
Personnel board's on Thursday. 5:30, I think they meet. Hold on, let me just double check.
So I think you're.
Can we do Tuesday? Or is it Tuesday?
We definitely could. I could just try to maximize my time with the FinCom. Or they meet at 6:30, so I could always go a little bit later. But if we want like AJ
We
or
could
someone
meet at
there,
5. Could we meet at 5?
yeah.
On Tuesday?
5 on Tuesday?
Get it.
And we just have to check on the others. Okay. Great. This is great, Michael. I mean, it's really
Good.
wonderful to have Phoenix and Haley working together to
It's very helpful.
see what's out there.
I think in the email, I sent you the links to the original documents, if anyone gets.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you did. I haven't looked.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
Right.
people, yeah, one did that, I sent it along. But 2 out of 3 you got.
Okay, great. So we'll shoot for Tuesday at 5 o'clock.
And then I just have two more things.
Sure.
First, following Senator Comerford's visit, they just asked that I clarify, there was a little misprint in the recorder.
Oh, yeah.
So she pledged to pursue a bond earmark. So I just want to make sure people know that that's what that is. And then, we were awarded the ADA improvement grant that we applied for, so that's,
Great.
$9,975. And I would like for you to authorize me to sign it. Sign the grant contract, excuse me. We're gonna do an assessment of town hall and see what needs to happen, and I really want them to look at the elevator. Yep, that's high on the list. Yes,
That for so many years and works because
yes.
an elevator.
It's very temperamental and we think there's something wrong with the internal circuitry. So,
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we authorize you to execute the ADA grant agreement.
Second,
All those in favor?
Carol, I.
Stalker, aye.
Lisa Neal, aye.
And would you, when you're, as part of that, just, it'd be great to, if they're looking at both of these entrances too. I assume they're looking at everything. Okay.
yeah, that would be helpful too.
Well, really, it's an emergency exit, right? So,
Yeah.
But if we were ever gonna use it as a.
yeah, individual room, yep. Okay. Are we set to
I have-
adjourn?
Think so.
Yeah,
Do I hear
I'll make a
motion?
motion to adjourn.
Second,
All right. All those in favor?
Carol, I.
Stalker, aye.
Make peace of Neal, aye. Can I see the AC stuff?
Oh, yeah.
We all send this guy?
Yeah, we all.
Why are you handing me this?
There's
Thanks,
that.
Michael.
Thank-
Michael.
And then.
He's got paper.